Alright guys, thank you so much for turning to this brand new video. I just want to say President Trump holds a event at Oval Office, and you know what he just said? It's a try not to lie challenge what President Trump just said. First of all, take a look at this clip guys, it's very important and I'll give my review in the end of the video. So please make sure to watch the video till the end. It's really very important.
I'll give you that. I think you'll probably be able to do okay with it.
Wow. The media's gonna go crazy.
Not bad, right? Championship belt. Dana White was here last night. Did you know that? He was here last night.
No.
He loves this guy. He loves all of them. Here's another one. This is another. They're going all the way out, all online. It's all people invited. Our country is invited to this. It's free. And you know, in the park right across the street, they're going to have, I guess, anywhere from 75 to 100,000 people, free. They're going to set up 8 big screens, and they're going to have the fight. And then out here, we're going to have 4,000 seats right in front of the front door of the White House. The hardest ticket I've ever had to.
The best live show on earth, June 14th.
This will be the greatest show on earth. Is at night. That's all lighting and cover. And I think you get the idea. So it's going to be June 14th, and it's going to be great. And this is a little different for these political people. And but these are real warriors. When we talk about warriors, these are warriors.
This is an embarrassment. This is a complete and total humiliation. But there are a lot of people who don't see it that way, who see this and they go, it's so great that Trump is doing interesting things and involving different organizations like his friend Dana White at UFC in what is at the end of the day just a huge money-making scheme. It's great Trump is doing this. Yes, gas is up 66% over the last 3.5 months, sure. But Trump playing with picture books of the UFC fight at the White House while
Why nobody's talking about gasoline prices? I can't see people talking so much about gasoline prices in USA, especially in Fox News. First of all, see
gas
this
prices
chart.
are over $4.50 a gallon is okay. I don't mind that. But that's where we are right now. Trump doing an insane, extraordinarily expensive from a logistical standpoint event at the White House and bragging about it while you are paying over $4.50 a gallon, or even more for gasoline, depending on where you are. What would be happening right now if prices for gas were up 66% in 3.5 months and Joe Biden was the president of the United States? And imagine if on top of that, Biden were golfing every weekend. And imagine if...
Yeah, President Trump says America was dead under Biden. Can you assume like America was dead at that time? We are comparing the prices, gasoline prices, and if the prices goes up in the Biden era, then till now it would have been a lot of talk shows and criticism for Biden. But now, as I told you before, nobody's talking about gasoline prices in whole country. What is the condition in your state? What are the prices in your state? Like, are you satisfied with these prices? And why these prices are being increased? I don't know. It's just because of the war that Trump started with Iran. So these are the side effects of the war.
On top of that, Biden were building a $400 million ballroom and saying, hey, maybe we'll also add $1 billion in taxpayer money to that, and holding a UFC fight at the White House. What do you think Fox News and Rogan and the Manosphere and the podcasters would be saying if that were happening under Joe Biden? And then
exactly, I was saying the same thing. Everybody would have been talking about, everybody would have been criticizing the government, like Biden government, if these prices were in Biden era.
Trump just straight up says, I don't care, telling us that even if oil had gone to $200 a barrel, it still would have been worth it to do what he did in Iran.
And I thought oil prices would go to $200, $250. It's at $100 now. And I think you're surprised, and I'm surprised. But even if it went to 200, it would have been worth it. I understand that. We had just set a record, 50,000 on the Dow, 7,000 on the S&P, a record. And I said, I hate to do this, but we have to make an excursion down to Iran because we can't let them have a nuclear weapon. Look,
This is something Trump says very offhandedly. He doesn't even think twice. But what this means is he never cared how expensive your gas got. He wanted to go into Iran. He ran on, I care, I feel your pain, I will prioritize affordability, it's the number one issue. And then he says, even if oil prices had gone to $200 a barrel, which implies a gas price of $8 a gallon, I still would have done it.
Yeah, he did a lot of promises during election campaign. I really remember that at that time I was also making videos, but I remember that time I was like, wow, what is going to happen now? President Trump is going to be a president of USA for the second time. He was doing a lot of promises. He was saying, I will make everything cheaper. I will cut gasoline to up to 50%, and I will make everything cheaper, like groceries, each and everything. I was very happy. Like, finally, we have a president who is going to think about the common people of USA. Then the government started, and there was an issue Epstein filed, and then Trump said, I'm a peacemaker. I have stopped 8 wars. You have listened to President Trump several times in different speeches. He said, I'm a peacemaker. I have stopped 8 wars in the world. One of them was India and Pakistan war. They both nations have nuclear power. So that might be a nuclear war as well. So I stopped that as well. So I'm a peacemaker. And then what? Then he himself started a war. That's strange for me. I'm confused.
Because he doesn't care how that affects the average person. He doesn't give a damn. Then he doubles down on this and saying, I expected the stock market to go down even more than it did.
they all want to go there and elsewhere. We just hit a new high in the stock market. The stock market's the highest it's ever been. And I expected.
No. I have also made a video about the economy. The economy experts of USA, they are saying the economy is going very bad after the war. I'm talking about after the war. The war has started with Iran. The US economy is not actually going well. So the experts of economy, they are saying this. But President Trump says everything is good, everything is fine. But the real people say, the common people, you are listening, you are common people in USA. What do you want to say? Like, are you fine? Everything is good and everything is, getting better under Trump. And what do you think? What do you want to say? Let me know in the comment section, guys. I want to know about your opinion.
That the market
Let's see
would be
further.
down 25%. I was willing to do that to get rid of a crazy country. Crazy. The people, look, you talk about regime change. Their first level leaders are dead. Their second level leaders are dead. Some of their third level leaders are dead. I call that regime change.
All right, we did a regime change, but the real fact is they have still a control on Strait of Hormuz. Trump said we have destroyed their economy, we have destroyed their air force, we have destroyed their navy as well. But still they have control. They have control on oil. Whole world is suffering. The people, the countries in Asia and other several countries, they are facing higher prices. Till now, higher prices. They are facing power cuts in their country in this summer. And President Trump says that those people are thanking me. In the outside of USA, people are thanking me. That's not true. I really believe that's not true.
This war. And I thought oil prices would go to $200, $250. It's at $100 now.
Your 401k went down 8%. You think that was bad? Trump thought it would go down 20 to 25%. And still, he said, I'm going to go into Iran. Why? Because he does not care. He doesn't care about the very people he said are his core group, the average American, the people he sucked dry of donations, and the people he went to for votes and said, vote in person or vote by mail or do this, do that, bossing tens of millions of people around, insisting he cares about them, and he doesn't give a damn. He was okay to sacrifice 25% of your retirement account because he wanted to go into Iran. Now, after announcing yesterday morning, we've got a solution, the war is over again, My 3-week war is now ending in week 10. He was asked, what is the status of those talks? Because you said, like, assuming it gets signed, what is the status? And Trump goes, well, they're acting like they don't even remember the talks now. Take a look at this.
See, what are the status of these talks? They're very good. Just give some insight as to where
Well, we've had talks, and we've had some good talks before, as you know.
Right.
And all of a sudden, the next day, they're like,
Right.
they forgot what happened. You know, they're proud, like these guys are proud. Nobody more proud than these guys. Sometimes they fight on pride because, you know, they're injured, they're hurt. No matter how great you are, you get hit by somebody else that looks like them. It's very tough, but they have great pride. These people have great pride. The others do too. Enemies have great pride.
As usual, it's all a farce. Trump announces a nice, probably, maybe, likely, assuming it happens deal. Markets pop. Dow was up, 600 points yesterday. He got what he wanted once again. And then when he's actually asked about the status of the talks, he goes, oh, I don't know. I guess they're acting like they don't remember that we did these talks. I don't know what's going on anymore. It is all a farce. And, you know, there are people in the audience. I get it. You're busy living your lives. You're not following the ins and outs of foreign policy. Fine. You weren't following the Iran nuclear deal and the comings and goings of the Ayatollah. Fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But the takeaway here is you are the lowest priority of this administration. They brag about, we lifted millions off of food stamps. You didn't lift them. You kicked them. You kicked them off of food stamps and said, you don't get food stamps anymore. That's different than, oh, we've lifted these people out of poverty with wage increases and better jobs and economic stability and housing programs, and now they no longer qualify for or need food stamps under the prior guidelines. No, you just changed the guidelines to kick a bunch of people off. They do not care. And one of the questions we're increasingly dealing with is, what is it that will actually get to these self-centered authoritarians like Donald Trump?
Well, guys, JD Vance went to Pakistan for deal with Iran. Do you remember that? I was in Pakistan, and I was literally seeing the Iranian delegation and US delegation. They just came. People were saying JD Vance is not a good negotiator. The deals with Iran, that would be failed, and exactly that happened, and the negotiations were failed barely. The people from USA, they were saying he is not a good negotiator. And second time he was coming to Pakistan, but Iran canceled everything. But now President Trump is saying we might have a deal before my visit to China. So we are expecting the deal. But everybody is facing difficulty. You know, I'm from Asia. I'm interested in US politics. I'm a student of US politics. I can tell you, people were liking President Trump before this war, but now everybody is suffering due to this decision of war with Iran because everybody facing inflation. Can you believe in Asian countries? Please believe me, people are paying 200% more for everything. For oil, for groceries. Due to oil, everything becomes expensive. Can you believe people are now hating President Trump so much? They are hating President, and then they are also might be hating USA. So you are in USA. What is your condition? Like, are you happy with this type of policies of President Trump? Can you tell me in the comment section? I want to know about your opinion. I really gain a lot of value from your comments, guys. Please consider subscribing. It's really very important. Please click on the subscribe button. I really want to know about your opinion, and comment under my video as well. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, please take care of yourself. Please take care of your health as well. It's really very important. You know, taking care of health is important more than everything in this world.